Episode 220. Like a brick wall, this kid refuses to give Komoi any real answers about who he is. But who cares, right? This episode isn't about him. It's at this exact moment that Komoi remembers she has some business over in Idleshire. Some quest for Sofix or something. We spent a long time doing a bunch of what I would call middle-of-the-road quests. I mean, I like doing all the society quests and just the quests in general in this game. But I do want to do some of the exciting stuff, so I'm glad we are now moving on to a raid series with Sofix. Right after I talk to this guy, one more thing. It's not a boring quest, it's just a boring unlock. Striking opportunity. Core, I know you. You're one of them half-mad adventurers. What roams about picking fights with gods and every bugger else. Well met, well met. Love your work. But you're just one of them pack-a-right craze killers, am I right? Hells for all I know. Might be they're the ones that do the work, while you share in the credit. Oh, I see. He was saying, wait, did I read that right? But you're just one of them, pack-a-right craze killers, as in, okay. Yeah, we're just one of a party, that's what he's saying. Now, killer. Don't take it personally or nothing, but I've seen it before. When it's all blood and shite and explosions, it can be hard to tell if you're the one, or if you're pulling your weight. That's why I've been training up in Stone Sky Sea. Don't let the daft name fool you. It's a proper training ground, where fighting folk like me and you can go refine our killing prowess. If you've never been, go and look for the goodly fella out past the back bridge. He'll tell you the rest. You won't regret it. And off he goes. So we're going to do this very quickly and get on to the actual real stuff. The whole reason I wanted to make the episode longer last time, finish up those loose ends, was so that I could get right into this quest right now. This series of raid quests. At the very start of this episode, but here I am doing this. It should be quick though. You there, good madam. You look like you enjoy bathing in the blood of your enemies. He's right. Have you perchance heard about Stone Sky Sea? You see, as part of an initiative to reduce the number of disputes, the Adventurers Guild has been forced to arbitrate between members who accuse their comrades of not contributing sufficiently to... Let me try again. She who fights with strengths of stone and yielding, breathes deep of boundless sky, and embraces serenity of rolling sea. Against her none can stand. Sorry, that's what the Doman fellow told me to say. I don't quite understand it myself, but he seemed to think it was all very clever. Right, so in essence, we've got these ridiculous contraptions that you attack in whatever manner you deem fit. Each is supposedly tailored to the strengths of some legendary beast, or being some madman decided to challenge once upon a time. Like us. Speaking of which, I believe one should be dropping in right about now. Incredible. A training dummy. Apparently, the first time they dropped one of those was an accident. The trainees loved it so much they started doing it all the time though. Right, so, each is tailored to the strengths of a legendary fiend. The idea being that if you can defeat the dummy, you can defeat the fiend. In principle, that is. Dummies don't hit back after all. But who gives a fig about any of that, eh? I nearly forgot the best part. It's free. And that's it. Now we have Stone Sky C unlocked. Stone Sky C unlocked. This training ground can be accessed by speaking with the goodly adventurer outside Idleshire, this guy. So we'll quickly do this. Or will we? We'll just look at the menu. Like he said, the HP of these dummies are attuned to whatever guys you might fight in one of these trials. And you unlock one of these for pretty much every expansion from here on out. And also, like he said, kind of alluded to, it's all for the matter of checking to understand, how much damage you're doing against a boss, like your DPS, for calculations for the actual hardcore raiders and all that. Just to understand if you're pulling your weight or whatever. And just for bigger reasons, like actual, real calculations that people create spreadsheets for, that sort of thing. I'm not a hardcore raider though, so I never really need to use that. I'm not sure if they created this actually as a response to people disputing who's doing the most damage in the party or something. Maybe they really did that though. Didn't actually know Ishtola was out here. In spite of its appearance, that mechanical monstrosity is a primal, and it is causing us no end of worry. No sooner do we put down one primal than another appears to take its place. I'm beginning to see a pattern. Okay. I guess that's the first time we hear it's a primal. From an NPC, that is. I guess maybe we could have guessed. Well, maybe not. Would you guess at a glance that that's a primal? I don't know. More machine than magic. Anyway, that's what we're doing this episode. I spent about 8 minutes or something just doing this useless training dummy stuff, but now we can get to the good stuff. Is Uplander seeing it? Giant of iron, rising from river? Yeah, Ishtola just told us about it. Ishtola and Sid leave to learn more, but are not back yet. Greatest plight of Gobbyflunk. Giant is too big. Can squash Idleshire flat. Where are Uplanders? Calm yourself, Slowfix. Ah, Komoy, 'tis well you are here, for our need is dire. A colossus of steam and steel has risen from the Saliac. Yet it is no mere forgotten contrivance of Charlian. The resultant etheric disturbance confirms that it is a primal, and that it was summoned amidst the ruins, left for the river to reclaim. For a mercy, it stopped dead no sooner than it had broken the water surface. But so long as it remains in our realm, it may spring to life again at any moment. Yes. But what does Uplander find near Idleshire? Is wilderness still heavy with ether? Nay, the aether grows perilously thin, and more swiftly than I could have imagined. The primal is bleeding the land dry. Should it be suffered to continue, this entire region will become a barren waste in a matter of moons. No, Gobbyflunk has only just found home after long wanderings. Idleshire will not fall. Slowfix will not allow it. And nor will we. I have already spoken with Alphynode, and he concurs that we Scions of the Seventh Dawn must do all in our power to eliminate the threat. Yet given its size, I deem it wise to attack from two fronts. Our first and most obvious recourse is to keep our foe in check with blade and magic, much as we have done with other such adversaries. Second, I propose that we attempt to cut off the flow of ether which sustains it, mayhap by physically separating the primal from the land. If we are to be rid of the Colossus, I think the latter course is more promising, and mean to enlist Master Matoya's aid in pursuing it. Yet such things take time. Thus I have asked Master Garland to remain here and keep watch over our foe. Given its apparently mechanical nature, his expertise should prove invaluable to you. To you, I say, for I would leave the fate of Idleshire in your hands. Should the primal chance to stir ere my return, you are to join Sid in repelling it. An unenviable task, but one for which you are singularly qualified. Yeah, we kill gods all the time. We just did it last episode, twice in fact. Rest assured, I do not mean to linger with Master Matoya any longer than necessary. The moment we find a solution, I shall make haste to rejoin you here. Well then, let us be about our duties. I will leave you to discuss strategies with Sid. Backwix is keeper of knowings for Idleshire, can say where Sid is gone. Uplander should start with Backwix. Alright, new job, kill the giant mechanical god. And since it is mechanical, I decided it would probably make sense to do this as a machinist. We're reprising this role once more. Only for this raid series though. We'll switch back to Black Mage for any of the other stuff we're doing in the post Heavensward story, patch quests, and whatever else was released around that time. But just for Alexander, not really a spoiler, it's called Alexander. Just for Alexander, we're gonna be the machinist. I mean, all these summons are based off, like, recurring Final Fantasy summons, so the giant mechanical castle is Alexander. That's always the case. It's actually quite big. Don't think this tiny gun is going to do much. Backwix is keeper of knowings and data. What does Uplander wish to learn about? An Uplander... Uplander comes in search of Sid, yes? Yes. And there he is. My thanks for sharing your knowings, Backwix. These Illuminati are indeed most hostile. Ah, Komori, old friend. You haven't seen Ishtola, have you? We just did. Drained of all ether in a matter of mere moons. 7 hells. How much power does that thing need? Too much plainly. Well, it sounds as if we have an urgent dismantling job on our hands. From what Backwix has been telling me, the Illuminati are most likely the culprits. Or the most likely culprits. They have the knowledge to summon a primal, and the requisite short-sightedness to not think better of it. This looks good for a thumbnail. I think. There's probably going to be plenty of opportunities. Fanatical captures their philosophy nicely, I think. Their goals being nothing less than sole ownership of all the world's technology. Needless to say, they're more than willing to kill anyone who stands between them and what they want. Quite how they managed to coax a primal into the hulk of a Charlian defense mechanism, I don't know. But it looks like they've made themselves a tidy little fortress inside the Colossus. Okay, yeah, so this is what I was wondering, and what I haven't really got an answer for yet. It sounds like this barrier that Alexander is in is some kind of Charlian defense mechanism, because it was here when we were just doing the main quest, before they even summoned Alexander. I guess it was just like a normal part of the countryside, some Charlian barrier that was left over after some evacuation or something. There might have been someone that would give us more lore on this, but I don't think I've talked to the right person to actually explain what this dome is. I don't think they're going to expand upon it any more than what's just said here. Well, we'll see. We'll need to contend with them if we're to disable that thing. As for the task itself, simply destroying whatever serves as its engine should do the trick, assuming it is in fact mechanical. But before all that, we'll need to find a way in. Through yet another bloody barrier. Yeah, that does seem to be what we call you in for most of the time, if it's not for an airship or something. Barrier is not new. Rose up 3 years ago. After ground made shivery shakes. Okay, we're getting more. Ruin was freed from riverbed then. Ground rocks was there. Saw with own 2 eyes. Actually, I guess, now that he's mentioning it, yeah, it is actually coming back to me a little bit. I don't know the full story, but this quest does actually explain why that barrier is there. Okay. Round rocks. Sorry, who is... Daughter of Sofix. Round rocks loves junk more than all other copies. Was collecting then, and is playing now. Look. Shiny junk and sparkly rocks. Betty Bobs and whirly conks. I'm sorry for interrupting, Round Rocks, but I need to ask you a question. When the ground shook 3 years ago, did something come bobbing up to the river surface? Bobbing? Nothing bobbed, silly uplander. Ground made shivery shakes when giant of whirly conks stood. And then magic walls came up too. So it wasn't the tremor that freed the Colossus. It was the Colossus which caused the tremor. And you are absolutely certain you saw it rise from the waters, young one? Seven Hells. I think someone tried and failed to summon it 3 years ago. But was it the Illuminati or... Brave Fox comes to trade tongue flaps, uplander. Just a goblin. Sofix tells me you're his resident expert on the Illuminati. Pardon me a moment while I consult with my fellow uplander. Actually forgot Brave Fox was included in this quest. I'm glad. The most beautiful woman in Goblin society makes a reappearance. Komoy, if I may make a suggestion, I'll speak with Brave Fox and learn what I can of our opponents. In the meantime, could you investigate the Colossus itself? Biggs and Wedge are near where its hand landed on the shore of the Saliak. Join them and see if you can't find a way inside the machine. Oh, and good luck with that barrier. Oh, I almost forgot. I did forget. That character was involved in this quest. Pacrix makes record of Uplander's F-flaps. Sid says, go to Biggs near river shore. Yep, thanks for recording that. Not that I forgot. Well, it seems like Alexander has no problem leaving the barrier itself. But of course we can't go in. It looks much bigger from this perspective. From a Lalafell perspective. Giant of Metal is holding fast to land, and Sofix is telling Redbricks to keep eyes on Big Hand. Dee-da, dee-da-dee-dee, dee-da-dee-dee-da, what in the blazes? Oh, Morse code? Does that exist in Final Fantasy Land? Komoy, come to see the Colossus, eh? The chief has us looking for a way in. Of course there's a bleeding barrier around the thing. Aye, another one. Luckily for us, when the big fella came down, its hand clamped onto the shore here, punching a hole in its defenses, leaving that round portal there unprotected. Only trouble is, it's locked, and doesn't seem to have a key. For want of a better idea, Wedge is listening into Illuminati link pearl communications, in hopes they'll mention the trick to opening it. Dee-da, dee-da-dee-dee. There's only one signal coming from inside the giant, and it's always the same pattern. I'm certain it's a code. The Illuminati always use coded messages. From what I hear, they've developed a special kind of crystal, specifically for transmuting link pearl waveforms. If we could get our hands on one, the Chief's decoding machine here should theoretically be able to use it to untangle the meaning. Quite where we'd find such a crystal is another matter. Does Uplander know Round Rocks? She makes great collection of junk and things. Maybe is keeping crystal at shortstop? Wouldn't that be a stroke of luck? And it just so happens I've been working on a means of identifying the crystal in question. Here, Komoi. Take this 3G7001B. Sprinkle that powder on this so-called collection, and look for anything that glimmers. It should contain the material that we need. You may have to borrow one of Round Rock's treasures, but I'm sure she won't mind if you tell her it's for a good cause. If you don't find anything, we could always try blowing the hatch open. That armor looks pretty thick, though. I designed the 3G7001B precisely for a moment like this. I do hope it works. Ah, I almost neglected to mention. If you sprinkle it on something and it starts to smoke, run away. I don't expect it will, though. Just keep that in mind, alright? Giant of Metal is holding fast to land. Oh, Redbrick's just said the same thing. Okay. And back to Sofix. Or Round Rocks? I forget the names of all the goblins. Of course, I remember the one that matters. Brave Fox. Here is treasure trove of Round Rocks, but shush, a secret from Big Gobbies. Yeah, we're gonna raid your belongings. Amongst the jumble of bits and bobs, you spy a faintly glimmering stone. Luckily, we didn't set fire or cause a bunch of smoke to come out of whatever her treasures are. Well, what is Uplander doing? Sneaky taker. Treasure belongs to Round Rocks. It's for a good cause. Uplander needs it for Giant of Whirlycogs, but glowstone is most favoritist treasure of Round Rocks. Alright. But Uplander must promise to bring it back, or Round Rocks is getting very angry. What a stroke of luck. Be careful with glowstone of Round Rocks. I guess the Illuminati crafted their Link Pearl waveform encoder or whatever. They crafted it out of whatever local materials were here, so whatever Round Rocks found lying around was one of theirs. Same thing. Ah, Komoi, no burns, I see. Oh, no reason. Tell me, did the 3G7001B reveal anything? Thank you. And you have my word that I'll give this back to Round Rocks when I finish with it. Now let's take a listen to what the Illuminati are really saying. Goodness, all that infernal beeping is gone. Now it's a message clear as day. Let's see. Today's schedule for Gordius. Registration at 7th bell, stop. Louse the Quill Cubs at 3rd bell, stop. Rest and recuperation at 2nd bell, stop, or repeat. Today's schedule for Gordius. Curl lousing? But I'm sure that was the only message. This has to be some sort of jest. Don't be daft, Wedge. It's just another code. You need the proper crystal and the proper knowledge to understand it. Lead an Illuminati. Should have known it wouldn't be so easy. Quite the conundrum you have there. Oh, that wasn't said. Thought it was said. But it's your lucky day. I'll crack the code, assuming we can come to a little arrangement. I'm a treasure hunter by trade, and there's a certain something I want inside the giant. I help you get inside, you help me get out with it. A fair deal, no? My name's Mide, by the way. Charmed, I'm sure. You are aware that the interior is almost certainly swarming with Illuminati, yes? Why do you think I came to you? Your strength in numbers, friend. Best we join forces, eh? Now, the words you intercepted are largely gibberish. Paired with the numbers, well, you'll see. 7 stock, 3 stock, 2, wasn't it? You, the big one. See the pipes atop the hatch? There ought to be a valve up there, with a hand wheel. Imagine it's a clock, and try turning it right to 7, left to 3, then back to 2. I guess the order of the bells that they were describing weren't really in chronological order. Thought it might have been like AM or PM or something. But it was actually for this. Aha, we did it. We did it. Cool jump. We were turned around for it, though. So, the Illuminati have been announcing the way to enter the Colossus all along. Strange. Well, or well done for cracking the code, anyway. I had less success, sadly. I'm afraid Grey Fox knows little more than we do about the Illuminati's plan or the Primal. Not her fault. Come, things aren't as bad as all that. We found a way inside the machine. We'll just have to learn about it as we go. It's only a massive mammoth after all. Well, it's a bit more than that, isn't it? It's like magic too. The metal is made out of ether, hard ether or something, I guess. Is that how it works? I don't know. Stopping it should be as simple as destroying its core. If we send in a suitably intrepid team of surveyors, I don't see why we can't trace the machine's power back to the source, via the struts and piping. And I know just the woman to lead the party. What say you, Komoy? Yeah. We know all about piping. We're machinists. That's what machinists do, right? Piping? Probably. And what of me, pray tell? I opened the way for this grand expedition of yours. Surely that's earned me a place in your little band to hunt for my treasure. You did as promised, and you may do as you will now, but only so long as your treasure hunt doesn't endanger the mission. I'd join you if I could, but there's something I need to see first. I'll leave Biggs and Wedge here in case of emergencies. Good luck, my friend. Alright, we're going in. The Fist of the Father. And let's start this. Right, gotta turn off. Wait. Oh, no. Well, what do we do? What do we do? What is our item level? 151. Okay. Let's think about that. This is all good. Of course, it's the stupid stuff here that I never actually bothered upgrading. But we have like some stuff. Does that bring us up to? Not nearly. Alright. Well, let's do this first. No change. You needn't worry unduly about me. Once I have what I'm searching for, I'll leave. Simple as that. I'll keep checking Illuminati communications. If there's any change, you'll be the first to know. If there's anything we can do to help, you need but ask. Alright, so we're going to wait here until a band of adventurers comes to help Komori, as they usually do when she needs them to. And at the same time, she's gonna hope that they're gonna be carrying some fine jewelry that she can equip to raise her item level, I guess. Not really. I'm just going to fade to black for the duty queue as usual, because it's probably going to take like 15 minutes or something. And at the same time, during the fade to black, I'm going to make a quick pit stop over in Cortus in... what's that place called? I shouldn't have to check to remember this name. What is this place? Ishgard, obviously. I'm going to make a quick pit stop in Ishgard to use some of my tomestones to get some jewelry, which will let me enter here with a party of other adventurers. So yeah, that's going to happen right now. Well, crap. It seems like that jewelry ruined my instant portrait. In front of all these people, too. How embarrassing. At least I still look good. So starting with this raid, things start to get a bit more streamlined. Whereas previous raids had some kind of lead into them, like dealing with some... well, I guess the only previous raid would have been Bahamut. They would have had ads or something like that, or even not even had a boss, just like had you wander to a maze. These ones are pretty quick in that they make you either fight like a mini boss right before the real boss, or just straight up go right to the boss itself. And I guess if you don't like that sort of thing, later raids get even worse, where they just drop you right into the boss arena immediately. I do like the feeling of storming the castle, as it were, like we're doing right now. Literally storming the giant mechanical castle. Just going to ignore the smaller guys. I'm sure the off-tank can handle them. Because all we have to do is kill the skylight. Yeah. Yeah, very important for the raids here. Gotta have the BGM up to 100. How do I do that again? Got a missile on me. I don't remember what resin bomb does. Well, that one's obvious. Just get out of the way. And the big thing this boss does, its little gimmick. It brings out another one. The problem with the two guys, he comes out with a second guy that has the same amount of HP as when he summons him, but if you don't let them, or don't destroy them within a quick amount of time between killing the first one, the other one self-detonates and kills everyone. But at everyone's item level, it's usually no issue. You'd actually have to focus on taking down their HP relatively equally in a normal setting, like when this first came out, I'd say. No real problem here, though. Expertly done, adventurer. Well, what have we here? You should be at home. Sorry. Roundrocks could not stay away. So many new treasures here. Treasures? Oh, you mean the odd bits and bobs. Well, little one, these machina are yours to take. And some of them are rather beautiful, I must admit. Uplander can tell pretty machines from ugly, just like Roundrocks. No harm in adding one more to our company, is there? I'll keep an eye on her. Damn it, I was so sure. Uplanders are unwise to come, but most of all, his treasure hunter, which he seeks is not here, not in all of Gordius. Don't shoot, you might hit the cat. As I live and breathe, Quick thinks all thoughts, master of the Illuminati. Pishkar, gobbies are backstrapped with boom dust. Uplander shoots, everybody kabooms. Wow, that's they're basically walking around with bombs on their backs, I guess powder kegs. Uplander ear catches tongue claps of master. Enigma Codex for plans making is gone. Illuminati are already undertaking Alexander initiative. Pishkar, foolish gobby. Secrets are kept silent. Tongue flaps never traded with outsiders. Has Quick Things not ordered so many times? Master, forgive noise-making of Emptyhead. Gobby did not think. Please, Gobby will take any punishment. Just not worst one. Now. Pishkar, what? Uplander is shooting gobbies? And boom dust does not harm Uplanders. Blood. Uplander blood for fallen gobbykin. I think now would be a good time to leave. Okay, I guess their powder kegs weren't that big after all. Pishka, Uplander, what is Enigma Codex? Treasure? Yes, young one. My treasure. And we're back out. I guess there was some kind of alternate route outside from there. Pishkar, Mide is amazing. She can tell pretty junk from ugly almost as well as Roundrocks. The Whirlycog Roundrocks finds... This Whirlycog Roundrocks finds 72 yalms north and west. And this one is 24 yalms south and east of Architecton. Pishkar, shiny junk and sparkly rocks, bitty bobs and whirlycogs. Roundrocks has been showing me her treasures. They're aptly named. Only a fool would call them junk. Just because something has been discarded, it doesn't mean it can't be beautiful. She also said that Quick Things has a face like a machina, cold and calculating. I can only assume she means his mask. Welcome back, Homoi. I'm working with Backwix to intercept Illuminati communications. He's got a wonderful memory for details, and a great mind for codes. I must say, the Goblin's Grasso technology is something to behold. I'm impressed. Leiden Hells, face to face with the head of the Illuminati, eh? Sounds like you've had quite an adventure. And this Alexander initiative has got me wondering. Do you reckon it might be the giant's name? No sign of the core, though, eh? Well, we'll just have to look further in. I'll let the chief know, anyway. He'll be happy to hear Mide and Roundrocks are safe, too. Those who haven't stopped talking about machines since they got back. I can't say I've ever thought of junk as pretty, but to each their own. Ah, Komoi, ready to have another go at finding the giant's core? Wedge, could you... Oi, Wedge, stop listening to that bloody link pearl. We barged through the Illuminati's front door. They know we've broken their code. But I've just this moment intercepted a new communication. If you'll give me a moment to... There. It says, oh, desktop landers. I think we may have started a war. And now we're right into the next one. Didn't take too long to get the first one, so hopefully won't have to pause the episode for too long. 5-minute wait time is... Is that going to be accurate? I'm not sure. Well, we'll see. While we're waiting... Well, I guess I can mention this later when we have more, but... I only noticed this, like, not too long ago on my main character. Certainly several years after I did these raids as my main character. But the pictures here, the outside of Alexander, these are where the actual raids take place, like the actual individual quests or whatever. So the one that we just did was inside the hand. And of course the cuff here is what's pictured, like the title, the cuff of the father is also what's pictured here. I guess that should be obvious based on the title, but I never realized that's what these pictures were for. So as we make our way further into Alexander, we'll get to see, like, physically where we are going into from the outside with these handy-dandy pictures. Just something I thought was neat. Anyway, Komori is going to wait for more adventurers to randomly show up, I guess. Okay, that actually only took about a minute. Actually less than a minute. It was so quick I didn't have the chance to actually fix my portrait. So I'm just default again, annoyingly. This one... well, it's another one of the, I think, mob ones. The ones where you just fight a bunch of mobs. There's sort of a boss, but it's mainly more mobs, I guess. It's not a maze like the Bahamut raids, just a straight shot up the arm. And as the arm is actually submerged in water, we actually saw the part where it's submerged. Kind of a neat detail. We're waiting, and it's open. Yeah, it's this one. I don't fully remember how to do this, but it should be fine. You can actually do it without doing the mechanics, but we'll try to do the mechanics just for fun. I maybe should have looked it up before starting it. So I believe those tanks are a callback to a previous Final Fantasy game, not sure which one. And they're actually used in this raid a little bit. I don't think anyone here is going to take them, so I might as well do it myself. In I go. This thing has a few attacks. Temporary insanity, that took some stuff. That's a grappling hook. That one makes them heavy. I gotta watch my EP, I guess. That one's vulnerability. Cast it on these guys, I guess. This one is used for recharging, but I don't know how to actually use it, because it only works on certain enemies. I'll just focus on putting this down. Oh wait, I think it might work on this guy. No, it doesn't. Why not? I also have to focus on any bombs that appear like that one. Drag them away from the group. Obviously, big guys need to have vulnerability so they go down faster. Get away from the bomb, guys. You think one or two got hit? It's probably fine. Do I drain these guys or what? Doesn't look like it. What about the stall? I don't think that worked. Oh, gotta get that. Can I drain this thing? Don't think so. Can't target it. Why doesn't this work? Guess it doesn't matter. There is a way to recharge it, I just don't know. Have I tried these guys yet? I guess I haven't. Nope, not this guy. Nope, we gotta track that. Well, it shouldn't matter too much, I think we're almost done anyway. Alright, this one's out. No one's using this one, so I'll just do a Chicago reload. For which I mean not reload at all and just pull out a new one. No, wait, we're done. Alright, I should actually learn how to recharge that thing, just for any future times I get sent into this raid by the duty finder. Not that we really need to use it, as evidenced by everyone ignoring it. I think it still speeds things up by putting on the vulnerability stacks. We don't need any of that. Uplander is amazing. Uplander is stronger than 10 gombies. I like to think we're more than that. Ah, there you are, old friend. I was beginning to wonder if I'd ever find you. Biggs's account left something to be desired, so I thought it best to see the interior with my own eyes. A treasure hunter, through and through. Tell me, what exactly do you hope to find here? Ever heard of the Enigma Codex? It's a book of ideas written some 100 years past. The life's work of one of the greatest technologists ever to draw press. Within its pages are found myriad wonders, from designs for machina that could operate ceaselessly for centuries, to novel ways of culturing cheese. A callback to prey flocks, I guess. Even a fragment of the book could bring a king's ransom. But most remarkable of all are the plans for a walking citadel. It was to be a beacon of logic and reason for all the world. A walking citadel? 7 hells. We're standing in it, aren't we? The Illuminati's primal took its form from that idea. But I sense that none of this is news to you. You've read it then, this Enigma Codex? The design catered for every needful thing, from warm beds to crops of grain. Its occupants would never have to leave, and all in a fortress on feet, impenetrable and ready to move at a moment's notice. The citadel was meant to bear the most brilliant scholars and artificers of the age to all 4 corners of the world, that they might set about unraveling the mysteries of creation in this utopia. This shining seat of erudition was to be called Alexander. If Round Rocks lived in Walking Castle, Round Rocks could collect treasure from everywhere. Indeed you could, little one, and anything you found, be it junk, forgotten teachings, or lost secrets, would be yours for the taking. And what exactly would the Illuminati do with all of this knowledge? They would use it to take control, most likely. Create a world ruled by a few chosen scholars. Unless I'm mistaken, that's why the Illuminati exist. Bloody fanatics. Take a perfectly good idea and make it into an object of faith. What could possibly go wrong? I can well imagine how people who have spent decades carrying their homes on their backs might crave a home that could carry them. How such a place could seem like a utopia. But we're not talking about a machine here. We're talking about a primal. And primals will be the death of us all. I trust you'll be ready when things come to a head, Komori. As usual. Pishkar, utopia is happy place. Where there is junk aplenty, Roundrocks is happy. Where is happy? Where is very happy place of meet, eh? Wherever he is. Alright. Too foreign. And actually, before I forget, we'll do it on camera, fine. Damn, wait. Well... Okay, we'll do this first. If my ears seem red, it's because each troller just called. Dear me, I didn't think she knew such language. I gather Master Matoya may not be the easiest of taskmasters. Not that I don't sympathize, of course. I wonder what she'd say if she had to work under the chief. Fish claw, shiny junk and sparkly rocks. Bitty bobs and whirly calls. Same song as usual, I guess. Sometimes Backrix is coming with Roundrocks for junk hunting. Uplander will come next time too? Sure, why not? I think Roundrocks' pile of treasures may have grown a touch. Not that that's any surprise. She goes hunting wherever she has a spare moment. Heh. A girl after my own heart. And Biggs. This Enigma Codex sounds amazing. A walking citadel is one thing, but a self-sustaining walking citadel? Genius. It's just a pity the Illuminati had to go and make a bleeding primal out of it. From what I understand, this Alexander was active for no more than a few seconds. That's seconds. And it nigh drained the hinterlands of ether. Imagine what it'd do if it wandered the whole bleeding world. I don't think Roundrocks realizes just how much danger we're in here. Too busy hunting for new treasures. Probably for the best, though, eh? Sure. And before we continue, because I can't adjust my glamour plate here, we'll warp back here. And I guess we can end the episode here, too. So this. We'll do this and this, and now our portrait should be fixed. Yeah. Okay, no more embarrassing pictures or whatever. And because I have a minute to spare, and because my mount speed is now actually increased after completing Heavensward, the main story, we can do this. On the first try. The first real try, where I actually land on this thing. First real try, where I actually land on this thing. Nope, that didn't count. Here we go. No, here we go. Didn't land on it. First real try. There we go. That's all I needed to get up here. I mean, it doesn't really matter, it's just a big rock. But we're finally on top of the big rock. I'm so glad. This is where Komoi's going to wait for the sun to rise, I guess. She's off the clock right now. She doesn't save the world when it's the dead of night. At least, not if she can avoid it. Now would be a good time to take a break.